Today we'll study about quality control. Meeting the customer's requirement for product or service is known as quality control. To meet the requirement on time, first time, without errors or defects, it comes under quality control. If your quality is good, you will get the results, perfect results, and deliver it to the customer. A product or service is of quality not because it is hard to make or technical or complicated, but only if it is of use to the customer. If the customer is unable to use a product, then the service is not of good quality. So it should be of value to the customer. Quality control emphasizes statistical control procedures and also includes reagents, standard check, linearity, etc. Quality control is a technique that is used to detect and correct errors before they result in a defective product or a service, because if the end result fails to perform the function, then the whole procedure that has been performed is of no value. Quality control must be practical, achievable and affordable. It should be within the monetary amounts that have been sanctioned. Following feedback loop shows how quality improvement is accomplished. We will come to that. Quality assurance and quality control provide measures for checking how well things are done. Quality control in the clinical lab is conducted by two methods: internal quality control and external quality control. Here is the procedure how we go about doing things. First is quality planning. If you want to make a product, first one should plan out things, because planning helps in organizing things in a proper way. So it provides the planning step. Then you ascertain that all the things that are required for that process should be present. So quality lab processes establishes standard process for doing things and all the reagents etc. are present or not. Then quality control technique used to detect and correct errors before they result in defective product or service. You should make the thing in such a way that it should give you the correct results. Then quality assessment. After doing all these steps, whatever lab procedure you have done, you assess it so that you can ascertain whether the results that you are getting are correct or not. If they are incorrect, then you have to perform the whole procedure again. Then quality improvement. On the basis of quality assessment, you improve the quality of the product so that it becomes of higher standard. Provides mechanisms for acting on the measures that have to be taken to improve the product. And then again, on this basis, we start with quality planning again. So this is how the whole procedure is done. Internal quality control is maintained by following ways: use of standardized glassware, equipments and reagents. They should be of good quality, because if the glassware is not standard, you will not be able to make proper reagents. Equipments are not good, then they will give you incorrect readings, or weights will not be correct. Reagents should be of good quality, because if there is contamination, it will spoil your whole experiment. Then standard solutions should be prepared so that you should get good results. Employment of well-trained staff should be there so that that person is helpful in doing experiments. Proper analytical skills should be maintained throughout the procedure, because an error in a single step will spoil the whole experiment. Then you should require quality reagents. Reagents are available in various quality grades. So a good quality reagent will give you good results. So that is very important. Desired performance of the instrument should be there, because the sensitivity of the instrument will determine the whole result. Then selection of ideal analytical method. Whatever method you are using to determine or detect a certain component, that method should be very accurate, precise, sensitive and specific. It should be accurate, means the true value and the measured value should be near about each other. Precision, every time you repeat that experiment, you get the same results. Sensitivity means it can measure very low quantities of that analyte. Specific, that no other substance should interfere with that substance. So that test should specifically give the result for that substance only. Quality control in specimen comparison analysis. Primary standards are included in each batch so that you can check your results. Sometimes different primary standards of higher concentration is also included to check reliability of primary standards. So you take two standards. Batch results are accepted if values of control sera are within the first standard deviation. Means very less error is there, then only the results are acceptable. Error is deviation from correct or true value. Types of errors can be intrinsic, systematic or random. Intrinsic error can be corrected by using precise and accurate method. If your method is accurate and you have good reagents and instrument, then intrinsic error can be corrected. Fresh batch reagents should be used for every analysis because older reagents tend to expire and therefore they will give erroneous results. Systematic errors corrected by using different concentrations of primary standards. So if there is any error in calculation, it can be removed. Random errors are individually unpredictable because they can be due to any reason at that particular moment. Then mistakes are instances of human incompetence. That means a person is making not doing work properly. That is why mistakes are occurring. Human mistakes arise from badly designed experiments, careless reading of scale, limitation of apparatus and equipment. Preventive and retrospective phase helps in removing these mistakes. Then external quality control is sponsored by manufacturer of control materials. All the clinical labs have to report to another authority which takes care of external quality control. It gives samples to all the labs, collects data from them and tells them whether their results are correct or not. So they analyze the same, all the labs have to analyze the same control material and then the result is tabulated and each lab is informed whether their results are correct or not. Then mean values of reference lab is always taken and difference between reported and true value is told to the lab so that if there is an error they can correct it. Then proficiency testing, here stimulated patient specimens are given to the labs and the tests are reported. Their reports are then tabulated and if their results are near the true value, then that means the lab is doing well or is having a good quality control.